Welcome to this short recorded video that will discuss how notebooks are used for lecture materials. All lecture content for each module is prepared with notebooks. All notebooks for a module will be provided on Canvas. This includes the lecture notebooks, such as this one. They will usually have lecture in the notebook title, as if you can follow my cursor up at the top of this tab. And you will know that you have a Jupyter notebook if the file extension is .ipynb, which stands for Interactive Python Notebook. So this file as well should be within the work folder, and in particular you should organize things very carefully within your work folder. Now, I know I've said this before in the Accessing the Hub video, but it is worth repeating. The work folder is the first folder you see when you log into your Jupyter Hub account. You do not create this folder, it is there already. This is the only work folder you should have. You shouldn't have any other folder called work, and you don't create it. It should be there when you first log in. And then you should go into that work folder, you should open it and create a folder named Math 1376 to organize your notebooks. And then you should create folders within that Math 1376 folder, which is within work, in order to keep things organized for each module. I'm going to show you how I've done it in just a second. For instance, this particular notebook should be in a folder named 01 Jupyter, because that's the name of the first module within this Math 1376 folder that is within the work folder. So you should download all materials from Canvas and upload them on the Hub in the appropriate module folder. If you follow these instructions, it makes it not just possible, but very easy for me to help you directly by having easy access to your files on the Hub and knowing exactly where to look when you ask a specific question about a particular notebook file. So just to give you the idea, so here are the three notebooks that are associated with the first module, 01 Jupyter. And you will see that I'm within the 01 Jupyter folder that is within the Math 1376 folder, which is within the work folder. Now, when you first log in, you won't see this. This is just for me because of some other stuff I have set up on the Hub. But when you first log in, you should see this work folder when this is open. And when you go in there, then you would create Math 1376 folder. It's probably not created until you create it. I have some other folders for myself. But when you go in there, then you would have these six different folders, 01 Jupyter, 02 Python Basics, and so on, that are for all the six modules that are in this class. And then within the 01 Jupyter folder, that is where I have all of these notebooks, these three notebook files that are associated with this first module. That's how you should have things organized. Now, the lecture notebooks, such as this one, have videos like this and embedded activities associated with them. 20% of your grade depends on your interaction with these lecture notebooks, which we detail below in terms of embedded activity credit. So what is embedded activity credit? That accounts for the 20% of your grade. Each notebook includes activities that are useful for checking your understanding and also exploring ideas you may have. The activity score for each lecture notebook is simply computed as the percentage of completed activities that are embedded in the lecture material. An activity is complete if each portion of the activity is completed. In other words, all instructions are followed. You should always read and follow the instructions carefully, and I often discuss the instructions in the videos. Any code you are asked to write runs to completion, and any requested markdown cells containing an analysis or interpretation of results is present, and so on. You just have to read and follow all the instructions and do all the parts I ask. Now, most lecture notebooks will also have an additional activity solution video. The links for these will be posted on Canvas in the relevant discussion boards. These will demonstrate how to do the coding portions of embedded activities. You should try to complete all activities on your own. These solution videos are intended to be used to check your work or help nudge you forward if you are stuck. Any interpretations, analysis, and code comments, etc. that you are asked to complete in the activities will not be covered in these videos, although I may provide some verbal commentary or hints about these parts of the activities. Starting in Module 2, lecture notebooks will also contain a summary activity. The summary activities will not be covered in the solution videos, as they are intended to have you complete a summary of what you learned. Your embedded activity credit for the course is computed as the unweighted average of all lecture notebook activity scores. So below is your first activity. Activities will always be highlighted with cyan borders so that they are easily found in each notebook. All of your work should be contained within the cyan borders, starting below where the instructions are and above where the bottom cyan border is. I will only be looking for and grading the content for each activity that is between these borders. The solution for this activity is actually found in the separate activity solutions video. Now, there is also external activity credit that counts for an additional 20% of your course grade. Each lecture notebook that is in Module 01 through 04 will have an accompanying notebook containing additional activities that is due the day after the lecture notebook activities are due. These should generally take less than 1 hour to finish. In fact, I think you will often find that many of them take only 15 to 30 minutes to finish if you're pretty comfortable with doing the activities that were embedded within a lecture notebook to begin with. There will be no solution videos provided for these, as they are intended to give you more practice doing very similar activities as those that are embedded within the lecture notebook in general. Your external activity credit for the course is computed as the unweighted average of all external activity notebooks. Now, assignments will count for 60% of your grade. As stated in the syllabus, there are 6 assignments for the course, and that means that each one will count for 10% of your total grade. Assignment notebooks are really the homework of this course, and they are intended to build upon lecture content to help you expand your expertise and mastery of the material. Unlike the activities, embedded or external to a lecture notebook, that focus more on direct implementation of the lecture content, even if the context is varied within those activities. In the assignments, you are asked to be a more critical, creative, and independent thinker on more of the problems, and perhaps have to do a little bit of research, click on some links I provide and do some reading, do some search on Google or Bing or whatever your favorite search engine is to read up more information and figure out how to be a better problem solver interpret what's going on. As I said, there are 6 assignments. This first module has no assignment. The second module has 2 assignment notebooks, and then the remaining modules have 1 assignment notebook each. Each assignment will contribute equally to your total, I'm going to fix that, not weekly, just total assignment grade for the course. So that is it for this video. The next video will cover kernels and cell execution. Thank you for listening.